Karen Bonifilio, Inner Realms, Outer Journeys. Guess what? Sarah's back. I love Sarah. I do. And I'm so glad she's back. And I love what we're talking about today. It's not something out of the usual, it's a little more, oh, what would you say, Sarah?
Little woo-woo or out there?
Woo-woo out there. So let me tell you, if you don't know who Sarah is, let me tell you a little bit about her, and then she's going to take you on a trip. Okay. Sarah's a psychic medium and a spirit artist, and you're going to see what she can create, who channels spirits through artwork specifically created for you. Whether it's a loved one who has passed, your higher self, your spirit guides, spirit animals, or an answer to questions you may have at this particular time in your life. Spirit will dig deep and reveal a message that is needed at that time. And when I first saw Sarah, she and Bonnie were doing a live event, and that's the first time I saw her artwork. And I sent a little thing in the chat, that picture, how do I get that picture? And she fixed it up. She sent it to me, and it's on my fridge, Sarah. But so is my family. That's where all my important pictures go. Yeah.
I feel honored.
Oh, it's
Very
beautiful.
honored.
All right. So what are we talking about today, Sarah?
Well, last time we kind of touched on it, and so this time we're going to go more in depth about the concept of starseed and galactic races, and why do we need to know about it? Why? How are we connected? What's involved? And when I started channeling artwork for people, I realized that there was nothing that we couldn't ask as a question. So what I do is I use it as a visual for the question that we are asking. And so people started asking questions like, who are my guides? Who's guiding me on the other side? Past lifetimes, all of those kind of things. And when I started diving into that, at first I had people, that had lifetimes and things that were human, and we didn't really go into any galactic thing. And then all of a sudden I was introduced to a group of star seeds who wanted their guides to come through. And it took me on this journey. And then I started realizing that I was one. And I started getting information. I would see the being come through in the artwork, and then I would have to do the research to find out, who is this being? What's going on? Why are they, where are they from? How are we connected? How are they connected? And so it's sent me on this journey. And I think it's a perfect time to talk about it because people are starting to wake up and they're starting to question things. And we need to kind of know how that ties into this.
Okay, I want you to define starseed. Maybe
Okay.
not everyone in the audience knows the meaning of that.
Statements. Okay, and I know last time we said, you asked me, is everybody a starseed? Okay, and I didn't really define it like I wanted to. My understanding and my belief is that we all have DNA from the cosmos. Like scientists will even say that our DNA has cosmic, star property to it. We are made up of, DNA that has those properties to it, but not everybody is a star seed. Now, a star seed would be someone, if you wanted to know the characteristics, it would be somebody who just never felt like they belonged here. Somebody who feels like they're not understood, maybe by their family, their friends, the world. Somebody who, looks up at the stars at night and says, I don't know why, but I just feel like that's home. I feel like there's some connection out there that feels like home. Somebody who maybe as a young child would be considered, all star seeds as a young child would probably be considered an old soul. They would start talking about things, or maybe even started talking early. There's usually two different types. One will start talking early and talk like little adults. And you're like, wow, this child is very advanced. And
Mhm.
then you might have some that are like not talkative at all, and I'll go over later why that is. But
Mhm.
the majority are old souls. They're going to feel like they're a little an adult, and they're going to be able to have conversations. How do you know what that feels like as a child? You're going to feel like you don't really understand the dynamic of humans arguing, and why can't we just get along? Maybe you know how little girls will argue and they'll love each other one day and then hate each other the next day. And, that dynamic. A
Mhm.
starseed will say, I don't get this. Why are they arguing? Why
Mhm.
can't you just stop that? Why can't you speak your truth? Why can't you be what a real friend is? So that dynamic, they don't understand that. They
Mhm.
might be like, most are very highly sensitive. So you might start, saying things as a child. You see these little videos of kids that go, I just am so sad for what's going on out here.
Oh,
And this
yes.
animal, and I'm so sad, and I just want to take
Uh-huh.
every animal into the house. I used to do that
Mhm.
as a child. I wanted to save every animal. You can feel your senses are on from a scale of 1 to 10 on like 12. So
Oh,
you
wow.
feel things deeply. Um, you have intuition. You have the ability to manipulate energies. You may not realize it, but one of the signs would be you seem to shock things when you touch them. That's a sign
Oh,
of healing abilities, where you just seem to always shock stuff. Um,
interesting.
you come across as very intelligent, but it's usually channeled messages that you're connecting because you just know things. You're just able to give this word of wisdom, and people are like, how do you know that at your age? Or even
Mhm.
at the age we are now? How did you know that? Well, it's just this, I don't know, it just came to me type
Thank
of thing.
you.
A lot of
Mhm.
people, guys will say spidey sense. I have my spidey sense. Um, I just have that knowing. Um,
Mhm.
Drawn to healing, helping the masses. You just have this sense of wanting to help humanity.
Okay.
You want to make a difference in humanity. So those are signs of that. Like there's more, but those are kind of like typical signs. You can look them up and find out. But you will have all of the clairvoyant gifts and maybe not even realize it.
Okay. All right. That was a great explanation. I was trying to think what fit for me and what didn't fit for me too.
Well, and
Yeah.
I didn't know any of that fit for me until I started diving into seeing, did I have these gifts? I knew that I tended to want to give people hugs when they were sad, and family members, like my kids and my father when he was in pain, I'd want to, massage his shoulders, and my kids make sure, you just kind of have a knowing.
Yeah.
They talk about mothers having that knowing about, people and their emotions and whatever, but
Mhm.
somebody who's a star seed, you are empathic. You have this ability to read the room. You have this ability to sense energies and people's emotions. And not everybody can do that.
So I might be a star seed and I don't know it?
Yes. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. All right. So I know when I was growing up, because I'm older than you, we didn't call them galactic beings. We didn't call them star seeds. We called these entities that we couldn't explain aliens.
Right.
Are we talking about the same thing?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So we will
Yeah.
call them galactic beings. Yeah.
I say galactic beings because to me, alien means they're not, eh, we can't relate, or we don't know, or they're not from here. And actually, we are connected.
Yes.
after starseed were connected. So to me, it's like family. It's like galactic family. And actually, the term, I think it was 1976, I wrote down who it was that wrote the book. There was a gentleman by the name of Brad Steiger who wrote a book in 1976 called Gods of Aquarius. And you remember Age of Aquarius, the
Oh, yeah.
song?
Of
Yeah.
course.
So
Classic.
that's kind of when they started talking about this. But then I think it's just been recently in the last maybe 15, 10, 15 years that it's become more common, and recently even more common. It just gets more and more common to talk about.
Mhm.
So I don't think a lot of people realize, that this has been going on for a long time.
I think for a very long time,
Very,
extremely long,
yes,
since
yes,
the conception of being on Earth, people being on Earth. Yeah.
right.
Okay, well, tell us a little more.
Okay, so as a star seed, you actually have had lifetimes before the creation of the earth. So you are going to have had lifetimes of different galactic races, and you may go back as far as clear back to the ancient ones. Um,
Mhm.
I actually personally do. And I
Mhm.
found that out through past life regression, through connecting with my guides. It took time. I don't know all of the races that I've been, but I know the primary ones that I have. And how did I start wanting to know about that? It was when I started looking up information on these different beings that the characteristics resonated with me, the look of them resonated with me, and I actually started having memories of things where I had actually connected with certain beings. And so
Really?
I didn't remember nor even think that was even possible before I started kind of diving into it. So it's a process. It's like a layer or an onion. You start peeling it off and you start realizing more and more. If you are drawn to all different types of cultures, and they're not your cultures, they're different cultures, you
Mhm.
probably had lifetimes in those cultures
Oh,
as those beings. Yes.
yes.
And if you predominantly are drawn like to Egypt or any place that there's pyramids, you probably are a star seed that actually was part of bringing technology to that civilization. And the download I've gotten is that the pyramids are actually generators and
I've heard
portals for
that.
those beings
Mhm.
to come and go. And
Mhm.
so all of those beings that were labeled as gods because they had all these abilities that the humans didn't have, um, were actually
Right.
hybrid
Right.
galactic beings. Yeah.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
so, if your lineage is before the creation of the earth, you would actually have been different races of galactic beings, then hybrids, which would be two, mixture. And then you might have been like light beings or something in that area, and then gone to like um, the beings that came to earth to like share this technology, and then you would start having human lives. So you might have a limit lineage that goes way back.
Sorry, but it sounds like the minute we had human lives, we started digressing a little bit.
Yeah, I think so. But you wonder sometimes, okay,
Yeah.
like in this lifetime, you've got all of these interests, all of these abilities, things you're good at, and things that you're interested in. So you become kind of eclectic. You like this culture and that culture, and learn about this and want to learn about that, and all of these things. What you're doing is you're picking up tools from past lifetimes and
Oh,
bringing them to
wow.
this lifetime to use them. So when we talk about who's guiding us, it's not only our ancestors from this lifetime, but it's also ancestors from past lifetimes and past lifetimes as galactic beings. And then also our past lives guiding us, parts of our higher self guiding us.
So
So
we
it's
we can't even
complicated.
fathom how large our team is.
Many. Yeah. And star seeds will have a group, a larger group,
Mhm.
because in this lifetime is really important. And there's a lot of star seeds that came to this lifetime because as you notice, the
Mhm.
earth is changing, evolving, breaking down, and recreating itself in so many ways, the vibration, the structure, everything. And so
Mhm.
it's doing it at a rate that it's never done it this quickly before. And so we have come back to this lifetime to hold space, help the collective, help them to grow and open up and wake up, and to hold the energy and the vibration at a higher vibration. So if you felt your whole life like you wanted to help people and you didn't know how, you're probably a star seed, and that is your mission.
Calling. Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
you're
it
meant
doesn't matter where you're at. You could be the garbage man. You could be the
right.
opera singer. You could be
Yeah.
wherever. You are using your energetic abilities because you're like a human crystal and your energy like projects this energy out, and you're helping the vibration of the collective. You're helping the vibration where you're at, the people you talk to, the people that see your picture, your voice. If you think about it, when you talk, the sound has a resonance to it. So
Mhm.
you don't even have to be able to sing, just using your voice. So there's so many things and the importance of knowing about it. Now, you don't need to know all the lineages. We're going to talk about some of them, but it does help to kind of make you feel like, okay, I understand that there's a galaxy of me and my experiences and not just this person that I am right
Not
now.
just yeah, just who you are. Well,
This is my suit now.
I know that I've heard that they're coming. They're going to make their grand entrance. They're coming. They're coming. They're coming. I wish they'd come really soon because it's going to turn our world upside down when they come. And they're coming. They've been here,
Right.
and I'm glad. I think we need to be shook up a little bit in a good way.
In a
Shook up
good
in a
way.
good way. Yeah,
Yeah.
in a good way.
I think that they're interacting with us more than we realize. So, when you see orbs in pictures that are different colors, I have a friend of mine that every time they send a picture, there's a blue or a red orb in the picture. And I tapped into it and it was actually his Arcturian guide. And sometimes when you look at the picture, it's even like expanded out and you can see the face of his guide.
I've heard
I've been
that.
trying.
Hmm.
I've been trying to help him tap into that guide because I can hear him very clearly, and I'm trying to like get him to tap in. I think what happens and why people can't tap in sometimes is they think it's their imagination, but it's not, because that committee in our head that we hear talking, not everybody has that. We think they do, but they don't. Starseeds have that.
We do. We do think that everybody can
Think
do that.
everybody has that.
Yeah,
People
and
say
they
to you, I
don't.
don't have that chatter in my head. I don't know what you're
Yeah.
talking about.
Mhm.
Starseeds have it. And it is the committee talking to you of your guides.
Mm. I have a question for you. You might not be able to answer this, so I'm not trying to blindside you or
Oh,
anything.
you're fine. Go ahead.
Okay, well, I love to watch orbs, and I sit there at night in my bedroom and watch the orbs.
Right.
And then one night I was watching the orbs, and all of a sudden I heard all this noise. I mean, really loud, squeaky, cranky noise, and it
Right.
frightened me. So I got off my camera and I thought, what the heck was that? So I turned it back on to do the orbs again. And then I heard different sounds and I actually got frightened. But then I knew that, and then I turned it off and there's no orbs, so there's no sound or anything, only when I have my camera on. And I know it's not my phone and I know it's not my camera. Do you know what might have? I kind of asked some of the psychic people that I know
Yeah.
uh, what those sounds might be.
So, can we pull up the picture of all the different, like there's orbs in it and there's
Mhm.
all different beings in it. There's an angel in the middle
Isn't
and
that that
kind of
real
explain.
long picture? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bigger picture. It's got I don't know what order we are, but basically, so that's pretty typical of a star seed, even at birth. Like you take pictures of a child in their crib sleeping, and you're going to see orbs, or if you have a video,
Yeah.
you're going to see orbs flying around. And what that is that those are your guides and those galactic beings coming in orb form, in energetic form. And some of them are curious. Who is this being? What is this being? If you ever notice, have you ever gone into a crowd or you go animals or children, they're all looking to see who is this,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Yes.
that's a sign of a star seed too. And you often think, why is everybody looking at me? Or why are the animals looking at me? Or the people, because they sense your energy. And so you're going to have a little bit of everything that shows up and is on, is looking to see who you are. And I do have one picture. I don't know if she can show it, but it has all these different beings in it. Okay, so not that one. That one's a blue avian, and we'll come back and talk about him. Keep going. One more. Nope. 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 Oh, maybe I didn't send it. Okay.
I know what
So
one you're talking about because I've
I think
seen it.
I must have forgot I thought I sent it. So basically, what it is, yeah, like I said, there's some different galactic beings, and then some will be, your guides, and then sometimes they're not your guides. They're literally watching. It's like a moth to the light, just observing. The sounds are usually letting you know that they're there. Um, Sometimes all of that energy going on also disrupts and brings people that have passed through, and they're making
Yeah.
noise too. So you can get a little bit of everything going on at once, like almost, but we get fearful of the noise. I've heard all kinds of noises. I've heard things
Was.
stomp on my roof. I've heard things out in the backyard. I can sense and feel their energy. They're just curious. And then also, the veil is thinning. So you're going to see more things out of the corner of your eye. You're going to see things and hear things that you didn't hear before. And then also, we went from 3D, three density,
Yeah.
to 4, and now we're getting closer to 5. Well, a lot of these beings are 5 and above.
Oh,
The lower vibrational things are 3 and below, so they can come around. You can see dark shadows and things like that. They can't
mhm.
touch you, but they can see you. And as you bring your vibration up, they can't see or touch you. But these beings, that are for you are going to be of the light higher vibration. So as
Oh,
you
that's
move up, yeah, so as you move up, then you're going to see more of them. You're going to sense them anyway as a star seed. You may see them in a vision. You may see them out of the corner of your eye or an orb. You might see them, a flash of them here or there. But in a solid form, like right in front of you, our vibration needs to raise for that
to get
to
that.
happen. Yeah.
Well, I actually saw something out of the corner of my eye last night, and I thought, did I see it? And I go, yeah, you saw it. You saw it. Just accept it. It was there. And I
Yeah.
thought, well, come back. I want to see you again.
Yeah. And it's not, and we, oftentimes we think, oh, what did I see? Was that my imagination? I'm constantly seeing things out of this, moving, because you're looking this way, but you can still see on the
Well, see,
side,
yeah,
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 and
because
there's
I
things
was
like
not
moving.
focused. Hmm.
Yeah. And so it's like the picture I had. It's a bunch of different things. I think I might even be able to pull it up here
And if
on
not, we can
this.
talk about the other pictures that you have too. And
Yeah.
I want the audience to know she did all these pictures. She is so freaking talented. It's just
Aw, thank you.
incredible.
And they're channeled. It's different than my artwork. I am trained in art, but my artwork is it doesn't have a vibration to it, and channeled work does. So I believe anything that you channel creativity wise, whether it's poems, writing, music, artwork of any kind, when you feel like it touches your soul, that's channeled. That's channeled.
Oh,
So yeah.
really? Even music? Yeah.
Yeah, any
That
kind
makes
of
sense.
creative outlet, any kind of, it's channeled. Messages that somebody tells you, and you're like, whoa, that just set a light bulb off, right? I felt that deeply, or it brought a tear to me. That's a channeled message. That's why when you listen to certain talks from somebody, or they're channeling collective, if they're really channeling a collective, you're going to feel it. You're going to feel an emotional response from that.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about.
And when you don't feel it, it probably isn't real. But
Yeah.
it doesn't mean always. You may just not connect with that particular whatever's going on.
Yeah.
But you're going to feel it if it's something that resonates with you, and you're going to feel it if it's channeled. You're going to feel something to it. So the artwork.
Let's look
The
at some of the
message.
artwork. You want to,
Yeah,
are you
let's
ready
see
to
what.
share that?
Of course.
Okay. So let's see our first one.
So the first one here is actually a blue avian. This being would be bird-like in the face with more of a humanoid body. Now, all of the beings that we're going to talk about today are high vibrational beings. They're part of the cosmic law of one, so they believe in helping humanity. Um, we are all connected as a collective, whether we're human or some other galactic race or whatever. We are all part of this collective. And so they believe in the cosmic law of one, and each one that we're talking about does. So
Explain
this,
that law, please.
so basically, the cosmic law of one means that we are all connected energetically as beings. So our vibration, our energy, you can never destroy energy. It's
Right.
impossible. So our essence, our soul is who we are. This energy and our personality and all of those things, that is who we are, the inside of us.
Uh-huh.
This is a vessel. This is a vessel that contains that, so that we're able to walk around and do
Yep.
whatever we do. But
Yes.
there's a part of us that is connected to our higher self that stays with Creator, and that consciousness and ourselves are part of a collective of all living beings. So
Oh,
we
wow.
are connected on a network, just like the phone network, but we're talking about interdimensional all over. So
Wow.
that means that you have the ability to connect to those beings telepathically. Now, a star seed will be able to connect in lots of different ways. They'll be able to connect telepathically, auditorily. They might be able to smell something. They can use all of their senses, but everybody has the ability, because we're all cosmic matter, to connect to that collective consciousness. So the cosmic law of one is basically saying we are one. We believe in keeping the vibe up for all living beings, no matter where you're from. And they predominantly, these galactic races are here to try to help us to raise our vibration and not to self-destruct. We're very self-destructive as
Oh my,
humans.
we
You know,
are.
we use and throw away things, and we think it goes somewhere, and all it does is just pollute another area.
Right.
We're about money, and the people that are in charge about money and whatever it takes to get that. So here we are now, as not being part of that, we're the guinea pigs. We're the ones that go through all of the repercussions of that, and we've become very brainwashed and very kind of like an experiment, and so it's helping us to wake up, so we see that we have control of ourselves, that we don't have to be like sheep and like completely go with all of this negative stuff and see it as truth, but to challenge that and to actually try to um, raise the vibration and no longer um, you know, stick with all of this stuff that's self-destructive, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. It does. It's just making me think so much. Okay,
So,
let's talk about your artwork. So we got the blue avian.
okay, so this is the blue avian. I've got another example here where it's in a channeled artwork and they're together with some other beings. But basically, the blue avian. So if you've had dreams, would you like to know if you're part of the blue avian group? Um, this is going to resonate with you. Birds love you. Like they're always around you. You're going to see birds. You're going to resonate with birds. It doesn't matter if it's all birds. It could be just certain birds. You may have dreams where you were flying or you felt like you could fly. Um,
Okay.
you're going to be obsessed with the sky and just the whole idea of flying. And so you would be drawn to the blue avians. And all of these beings that we're going to talk about have similar characteristics. You know, they're loving, they care about the collective, they have healing abilities, all of that. But somebody that would be a star seed that would be blue avian um, would would be that kind of person that has had those experiences.
Okay. Can we be more than one of these?
Yes.
Okay.
And I found out I've been many, like almost all of them. So like you can resonate with multiple. If you resonate
Okay.
with them, look it up. Yeah, you can be multiple. Yes,
Okay.
definitely.
All
So
right. Let's see the
if you
next one.
resonate with it, just write the name down. Write the name down and then look it up. You know, there's
Oh
lots of
my
info out
goodness.
there. Lots of info.
Thank you for telling me to do that.
Yeah, just write down blue avian. There's different colors of avians. But blue is the one you'll find the most info on. And
Okay.
actually, to tell you, I don't know, there is a mini series.
Oh,
I don't know if it's on Netflix or Prime, but it is called Resident Alien. And
oh
it's a
my
little,
God.
yeah, and it's a
Oh
little
my
mini
God. Don't tell
series.
me that's true.
No, now it is. It is. But here's the thing though, in the last season, they
Okay.
have a blue avian as somebody that comes and connects with the main character.
Yeah.
And I am telling you that now there's parts of that Resident Alien are just, you know, made up and whatever, but the beans, the way they have the beans looking, that's
Yeah.
real. Okay. Um, I
I'm gonna
don't
go
think
look at
there's,
the
you
last
know,
episode.
go look at the last episodes of that last season and you'll see a blue avian and it looks very realistic and it's in 3D form. So that's cool. They've done an AI 3D version of this blue
That's
avian.
all right. Okay.
So
That
that's
guy
the
was
first
so
one.
weird in that show.
Yeah, the shows, you know, you either like it or you don't.
He was
And
weird.
it's, you know, it's a little weird. But it does touch on people being abducted. It does touch on
Yeah.
that there are races and it
Mhm.
does touch on, you know, the showing them, but I can't say it's all factual. Okay, so this one, one on the left is an insectoid, and you can find insectoid beings or like mantis beings. This would
Yes.
be more like a mantis being. And the first time I came across that was when I was starting to channel artwork, and my mentor that said, "Why don't you try spirit art?" said, "Well, why don't we try to channel the beings that are coming through me?" Because she was actually channeling healing. And she goes into a trance. So they call it trance healing. And
Mhm.
she was seeing these beings, and one of them was a mantis being. And so that was, you know, one of the first times I ever thought about, oh my goodness, I didn't realize there were beings like that, you know, and
Mhm.
they are very much into healing. So this one was helping her. And if you see in the picture when there's dots around the hand or a circle around the hand when I'm channeling, that's a sign for me that they're working with that energy.
That's
So
beautiful.
this one is working with his healing hands, and the one next to him is a Pleiadian. So
Oh, Palladian?
a Pleiadian. So that is Pleiadian, Pleiadian from the Pleiades. It's a star cluster. And Pleiadians, well, the reason I kept my hair straight this time is because this is like Pleiadian, like straight, really light hair, almost like Game of Thrones hair, you know,
Mhm.
very pale. Now, not all of them. There's some of them have dark hair. I've ran into Pleiadians, and these are the actual beings. Like some do have dark hair, some, but most of them have this really pale skin and like
Mhm.
long, kind of bleach blonde hair. They are into healing, record keeping, assisting planetary changes that are going on. Very empathic.
They
They have
sound
strong
very evolved.
intuition. Yeah, they're very evolved.
Mhm.
They have, sorry, my dog, vivid dreams, gentle in nature, nurturing. Um, sorry,
It's
my
okay.
dog my dog has been so quiet, and now all of a sudden,
I'm glad mine are quiet.
yeah. Um, so nurturing. Um, the ones that I've met that are star seeds are very nurturing, and they very intuitive. But all star seeds are like that. But they're very much into assisting the changes in the planet. So they might be the people that have got lots of crystals and, all of that. And she's working with her heart chakra. So she's working with her healing abilities in her heart chakra. That's why there's a ball right there and the
Beautiful. Beautiful.
energy moving down. And there were several in this picture, but there's two that are showing up that I just had you bring up on the screen.
Gorgeous. Okay.
And then let's see. The next one, okay, so there's Sirius beings who come from Sirius A, B, and C. Um, Sirius A would be more like the Ascended Masters, Councils of Light, that kind of thing. Then there's Sirius B, that would be more the aquatic. Also Sirius, some sources say Sirius C. So somewhere between B and C, you can look it up, but those are more like drawn to water. And so if you notice this being is kind of like looks humanoid in the face,
Uh-huh.
but the body is more like a mermaid or a water creature.
Yes.
And so beneath the ocean, there's a whole world that we know nothing about in the
Wow.
depths, way beyond a whole bigger world than we've got going on here. There's a bigger world inside of the earth that we've got. They call it Middle Earth. There's so much going on that we're unaware of. But if you are a star seed that would be Syrian B or C, you would be drawn to water. You would maybe see yourself like a mermaid, or you just a fish in water. Like you just feel like you are completely drawn to water. You're going to feel that it soothes you, that it's like everything to you, that water's everything to you. Um, Also, creatures that look like, I don't know if you can see this, but avatar. So beings that have blue beans with dots, and there's just different kinds of beans that are from Sirius. So Syrians are a little bit more like on the creative side. They do have all of the gifts, all of the clairs, just like all the other ones, but they're going to be drawn more kind of like to connecting with the earth, with the water, with animals. They believe more in like helping the collective through, let's go start a homestead, or let's
Mhm.
grow some vegetables, or let's do something creative that's going to make a difference. And so that's kind of their personality, and kind of like um I have that personality, like you lose track of time. You're a person that's always kind of got your head in another space. So that would be somebody from Sirius.
I remember a lifetime where I swam underwater.
Yes. Yeah. So that would be you would have had a lifetime as a Sirius being. And so like Atlantis, Merlantis, which is where all the mer beings are, Lumeria, you might be drawn to all of those things.
Hmm.
That would be, our dogs are talking to each other. So
I know. I there's nothing I can do about it.
spirit does that. So that's just normal.
Well,
When
and
they
they
start
feel that
sensing
way.
spirit coming in and they feel that energy, they just start doing that. Um, So that would be Sirius. And like, when you watch Avatar, those beings,
It's
you,
hard for me to watch Avatar because of the cruelty.
yeah,
Yeah, I
I
can't watch.
know.
Yeah,
I know.
sorry.
No, I understand. I
Yeah.
understand.
Okay, do we have more artwork?
I think so. I think
Let's see
there's,
what
was
else we
that it?
have.
Was that it?
Oh,
Okay. This one is Octurian. So Octurians have more of a bigger head, smaller, chin, bigger eyes, little tiny nose and mouth. They're bluish, kind of like a sapphire blue. Um, and not all of them, some of them, are a lighter color with dots and all of that. But when you see them in an orb form, it's probably going to be kind of a bluish color or a sapphire color. And a lot of people that post these pictures I see, you'll see like it'll look like a rounded color, like of that color with several like circles on top, or it might look like a top, of some kind. And that's usually they're kind of starting to show themselves. So when you look at photos that people have posted, and you see them in kind of that blue form, but Octurians they're very advanced in spiritual wisdom, healing abilities. They're the ones that brought the med beds to us, technology. They really want to help us evolve. They show up more, I think, in the drawings that I do than the other races right now, particularly in the last year or so. They're natural leaders, they're logical. Um, Somebody that is a starseed in that area would probably be a deep thinker. They might be really intrigued with science and technology and architecture and planning. They're going to be very much into that kind of stuff. um, they're going to have just this deep wisdom. You're going to just see them as, I don't know what, doesn't matter what age they are, they're just going to be very wise and give you
okay.
this seeds of knowledge all the time. So that would be an Octurian.
I see people going to research these and trying to see which
Yeah.
one resonates
See
with
which
them.
one resonates for sure.
Yeah,
For sure. And I can help people. If you book a session, I can help people like see their basic ones, which kind of gives you a chance to see and get more info about it. But this is just a quick, kind of the concept. We're talking about the concept of it. Let's see, is that the last one that you guys have? I can't remember what all we sent.
I don't know.
Okay. Now this one is an actual soul portrait that I did for somebody. And it's showing them as a galactic being, but it's also showing it's showing all of their spirit animals. And so this is something that, doing a session, it explains not only some of your past lifetimes, but the animals that you're connected. So we have like a totem, as starseeds, we have a totem of animals that we relate to. And that comes from being a collective of so many past lifetimes. And so you're going to resonate with more than one animal.
That's gorgeous, Sarah. That is gorgeous.
Thank you. So this was
Wow.
the last one close to the last one that I did, that had, showing basically her higher self and then like all of the animals that she's resonates with in this lifetime.
I bet she loved getting that.
Yeah. Well, and what's cool about it, and I think we talked about this before, is that because I channel it, you're going to continue to get downloads from your guides. You're going to continue to open up more spiritually. You're going to continue to evolve and work forward, towards raising your vibration and just knowing and remembering who you are through the artwork because it's channeled. And so that never goes away.
That's nice.
So when you so that's why I send the direct artwork to the person. Now I can duplicate it and whatever, it's still going to have the same, vibration to it, but having that actual artwork is going to be stronger.
And I
So
know you provide these with your readings also.
I do. So what I do is you get a reading and then you get the artwork. the original artwork.
Oh,
Both.
stunning. Okay. Oh, Sarah, we're going to have to wrap it up. Is there anything else that I missed that you'd like to talk about or
See,
share?
I guess just, letting people know that if you felt alone and you feel like nobody understands you, you just might be a starseed. And knowing that and starting to talk to other people that have know more about it
Mhm.
just makes you feel like you're not alone. And then you start feeling like, oh my gosh, I have all these superpowers I didn't know I had. I have all these things that I can use to help humanity. And they're only going to get stronger the
That's
more that
true.
we connect with our galactic families. And you can connect with these families um, through telepathy. So you can connect, and it's as easy as just asking the question, and the answer, whatever the first thought comes back, is the answer.
Okay.
So,
People can start
so
doing that.
just know that there's a lot of star seeds out there. If you want to know more about it, get a hold of me, and we can definitely book a session. But it is something that I would start by connecting with starseed um, groups, um, really starting with empaths. So you understand you're an empath because all
Mhm.
star seeds are empaths. And then also connecting with some star seed groups so you can learn some stuff
I
about
think that
yourself.
you have piqued a lot of people's attention today.
Awesome. That's
Thank
what we
you.
wanted to do.
Yeah. Well, Sarah, I was so excited that you were coming on again, and I always love having you on. I learned so much.
Oh, thank you. I was so excited to be here. I didn't want to miss out. So thank you. Thank
Okay,
you for
thank
the
you, and
opportunity.
we will talk later.
Sounds
Okay,
good. All right.
take
Goodbye,
care.
everybody.
Bye bye.